I need to get my Christmas shave as well.
Oh, is it that time of the year again?
Yeah.
Once a year,
So yeah.
Albert gets a shave.
But shout out, Albert, to your style. Love the hat, the tie.
Mm.
Very,
Well, it's Christmas, isn't it? So yeah, why not?
why not? Looking good.
Somebody said so, yeah, indeed. Well, thank you all for joining us today. The festive occasion of our annual Light 'em Up Cigar Family Christmas, as in years prior, it will be a very casual, laid back holiday show with people coming in and out. I mean, it's super busy for everybody, right? People are still scrambling to get things done before the holidays. The manufacturers, retailers are busy trying to get stuff out of the door before hopefully closing down for a few hours or a few days and relax. And we wanted to hold our traditions dear and continue as every year, bringing as many of you back together before the holidays. Obviously, we haven't seen each other here on the live show for quite a while. Because we shifted to a podcast format to make things a little more manageable with travels and workflow, and also because we hope that you all enjoy these sessions with a nice production value and special guests and conversations. But this obviously is not to be missed, and I'm super happy and glad that we're back together, that we have all of you tuning in, saying a few words, saying a hello, and chiming in for the festive season and the festive occasion. It's great to see many familiar faces. It's great to have Chris here with me, who actually just went through the whole hassle and stress of moving his ass back to Vienna
Back to
from
Vienna.
Amsterdam. And yeah, good to see everybody. Rick, how's life? You look good, man. I love the color. Very Christmassy.
Well, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, great, bro. Oh, great. We're doing great. It was a great year for this little company called West Tampa. We're still having fun. I think we can still pay our bills. So everything's great, bro. It
Certainly
really
looks
is.
like it. They haven't turned down the lights yet, so you're in a good place, man.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great year, and I'm looking forward to next year also. But just you kind of taking a breath, kind of looking over your year, the ups and downs, not only business wise, personally, it's been great because we had some downs, so we can appreciate the ups when you have some downs. So, but everything's great, and Sarah's doing great, Gus is doing great, or everybody that Stein in Europe is doing great for us and all that. So yeah, so thank you so much for your time.
Of course. Ricky, what's your plans for the holidays? How do you celebrate?
You
Do you
know
have
what?
family come
We
by?
kind of, we kind of typically that Cuban theme. We celebrate Christmas Eve, and then we kind of either see friends and family on Christmas Day, or if the Eve was kind of, you don't see anybody on
Yeah,
Christmas
sure.
Day. So that's the reason we plan it that way, so we can, either be in bed, recovering, or go out there and see somebody.
So, what's your typical Christmas treat? What's for dinner? What's your Christmas drink of celebration and joy? And which cigar do you pick from the humidor for Christmas Eve?
So we typically do the Spanish pork and the black beans and rice and all that. And so, not drinking that much anymore. Kind of did that and kind of got, I just celebrated my birthday and then getting into these years like, really, really, you're closer to this number than you are that number. And cigar wise, you know what? I'm like a fan of everybody. What's new from West Tampa? I'm going to pick it up and smoke it. And that's, kind of, to tell you the truth. And we're just talking about this the other day. What do you smoke all the time? Do you smoke white, red? Hey, bro, I smoke like that cigar people do. What's new? You gravitate it, you smoke it, enjoy it, and all of a sudden you smoke a lot of that cigar, bypassing some of your old favorites because you're just enjoying that new cigar for 6 months, and you'll go back. You'll go back. But I think I'm going to be picking up either the Devil Crab or the Circle of Life. Those are my two go-to cigars right now that I have the choice of
Very
choosing. You know
nice.
what? I'm not gonna lie. I've smoked both of them. I can. I do that. I don't do that. I don't want to do that.
That's the way it should be, man. Well, such a pleasure, and thank you for joining
Yeah, well,
us
sure.
today. And in good holiday tradition, I still remember when all the Magic Trio, you, Sean, Laurel were all together, and when you came on the show together, when you were still working
Wow.
for
Yeah.
for the old
My
game.
life has never been the same since I lost those two.
Oh, bro.
I
I
would
love you.
imagine,
I
Sean.
was
Good
gonna
to
Love
just
you,
see
start to
man.
you.
Love you.
cry.
Love you.
I was gonna just start to cry. Yeah, bro. That was special. Very special that had that combination together because it was quick, short, and sweet. And I look back, all the time and said, what a joy that had in one side of my arm, Laurel, the other side, my fucking brother, Sean, and we're marching down in New York, just looking like the mob squad. The old fucking, see, and it was so fucking beautiful. So, excuse my language, but hey, bro, how you doing? You good?
I'm good,
Looking
bro. How you
good.
doing?
Yeah, good, good, bro. You're looking great.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Miss you, man. Miss you.
I love the fact that you still coordinate your colors and the way you dress, right? So well done, the two of you.
Well, of course,
Both
he's
all
wearing the
decked out
hat,
in
Yeah,
man, 'cause
red,
he's at
very
the top.
yeah,
Christmassy.
Yeah.
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 But as far as that, guys, you know what? I know you have so many people to talk to. Thank you so much for your time. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Remember, I don't care what you're going through right now. These are the good old days of tomorrow. So enjoy them because you're going to look back in 2025, say, you know what? Wow, that was great compared to this. So enjoy your life right now because these are the good old days of tomorrow. All right.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New
Merry
Year's.
Christmas.
And I'll definitely see you guys soon.
Merry
Cheers, man.
Christmas.
Love you.
Great
I
to
love
have
you
you.
too, Sean.
Sean, whereabouts are you joining us from?
I'm at home in Atlanta.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
lovely.
just we lucked out. We have a day. It's about 60 degrees, and we have a few hours of sunlight. So I'm able to sit outside and enjoy it in the in the elements, so to speak. So
Excellent. What's your plans for the holidays? Will you be home with the family?
God, yeah, man. I took my last trip last week up the New York area. Left on Thursday, got back Saturday afternoon for my last two events of the year, which have been customary for these two events. I normally finish up my year doing the holiday party for Dad's Cigar Warehouse up in Nanuet and Village Cigar Headquarters out on Long Island. So I know every year how what my last trips are gonna be. So yes, I'm done now until our national meeting in January. So I'm home for 2.5 weeks, enjoying it. My wife's family is in from Philly and Connecticut, so got a house full of people, and you know, just good times, man. Family, Christmas trees up, and I'm finally getting into the spirit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bravo. How was the
What
year
about
for
yourself?
you? How
What
did
about you guys?
2025 treat you, Sean?
2025 was a good year. As most guys who are in the industry can probably attest, 2025 started off a little shaky, not quite knowing what to expect, even slow in some instances. But yeah, we made up some good ground, and we're going to finish the year solid. So had some exciting things happen for me as far as my stake in the business. Opening up the Asian market, at least me personally going over to help grow the Asian market with our sister equity over there, Silencio. That was exciting. Had some exciting new launches for Cohiba here in the USA. So it's been a busy year, man. It's been, I mean, breathtaking, just how fast this year went by and how busy it's been. So
Yeah,
Like I said, just going to enjoy a little bit of time just to regroup and spend some time with the family and rest up a bit, you know?
I'm glad to hear. Very cool.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Just for everybody, for those watching over on the YouTube live stream, for all of you ladies, gents here at the lounge, as I said in the beginning, our Christmas show is always a very casual one with people coming in, saying a quick hello. Some people are short on time, but please make yourselves heard, chime in, unmute yourself, be as rude as you can and want, or just make yourselves heard. If you need to leave a little earlier, please chime in. This is it's our annual family show. It's our community show. So I'm so grateful and happy that you're all here and joining us. And please do chime in, especially in case you need to leave earlier. We want to make sure that we get everybody in and we can hear from all of you and share a bit of holiday cheer. Sean, as to your
I want Coop to
question.
chime in. Coop, say something.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Coop.
If it's okay, I wanted to say something. I'm Emily from Chateau Diadem. I
Please.
wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. It's been a challenging year, but we're excited for the new year. And I'm running low on battery. So I really just wanted to say Happy New Year, Reinhard. Thank you for everything you do for us in the industry. Your interviews are so precious. And this
Absolutely.
this Christmas get together that you do is awesome. And we might not all
Thank
be
you so
here, but
much.
I know we all agree.
Thank you.
So,
That's very, very
there,
sweet of you.
Happy New Year to everybody. And may this be a
Merry
great year
Christmas,
for
Happy New
everyone.
Year, Emily.
Happy New Year. Thank you. Thank you.
Emily,
Bye.
the very best to you, to
Yes.
Thank
Thierry, to
you.
the entire
Thank you.
family, of course.
Thank you.
By the way, I spoke with Eddie a little earlier today, Eddie
Uh,
Sabakian, and he and his dad unfortunately have other obligations tonight, so they won't be
yeah.
able to join us as in years prior. But they send their regards, and I told them that of course we'll keep them in our hearts and prayers, and we have
For
them with
sure.
us as
Lovely.
always.
Lovely.
But thank you so much for
Thanks,
tuning in.
Reinhardt. Big love to you. Big love
To
to
you as
everybody in the
well. All the
industry.
very
And
best.
let's make this a great year.
We
Bye.
certainly will.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Thank you, Emily.
Bye.
Sean, to your question, for me, Christmas is always quiet and family forward. So we'll
Beautiful.
be with my wife's family on the 24th on Christmas Eve and the 25th. And on the 26th, we'll be with my parents and my brother the day after. So it's a very quiet time, and Christmas is always truly special and magical. So all about
Beautiful.
family. It's the most important.
Are you resetting from a busy 2025? Was it a good
Very
year,
much
busy year
so.
for you as well?
I think I've never been on the road more than in 2025.
Yeah.
I stopped counting days and flights at some point, and
Wow.
I'm scared to open up my frequent flyer apps and stuff to tell me how many flights I took for the year. But it was certainly busy, rewarding at the same time. So, I can only say positive things, and I'm grateful for what we were blessed to experience and see, and getting to meet so many people, friends, family, near and far, some new faces, new partners to work with, launching our podcast format, and many things. So it's definitely been a blessed and beautiful year. Look who's on the screen
Awesome.
here, George. How are you, brother?
Hey,
Mr. Brightman.
can you guys hear me?
Very
Yeah.
well.
Gentlemen, to you all, Coop, great to see you. Sean, great to see
Yeah.
you.
Good seeing you, buddy.
Reinhardt,
Yep,
as
George.
always, my brother, miss you. But listen, I have a thought that's I don't know how long I can stay today because I swear next year I'll be better prepared. It was about a half hour ago I realized today was the day, not Wednesday, right? Like how boneheaded is that? So I had to run out here, get all this organized, and I got a million things to do. I'm getting ready for a long family holiday. But one of the things I wanted to think about was something that Sean brought up and that Reinhardt is reinforcing, and that we can all celebrate in a way because what it's producing is strong face-to-face, personal relationships. But I swear it's a real burden for the brand guys out there now that life is a road show. You absolutely have to be out there doing the grip and grin. If you're not, someone else is doing it at your expense. And I feel like we've let the industry sort of make it de rigueur that everybody has to be out there. It used to be that Rocky was the road warrior and he was out there. But now, man, everybody's got that roadmap, and we all expect that if our friends are pumping a brand or have something exciting to say, they got to be in our store or in our lounge or in our club face to face to make themselves heard. And I swear, it's really that's a heavy tax, man. I mean, it's a young man's game. Sean, you're still a baby,
Yeah, okay.
you're showing everybody how it's supposed to work. And Reinhardt's out there going, "Oh, let's see, what's my territory? The planet." I mean, the only
Yeah.
way they can make your job any bigger, Reinhardt, is if you got to sell from the space station.
Well, don't quiet, George. We don't want to start 2026 with some new endeavors and new territories to cover.
Right.
You can ask Katy Perry where the way is.
Yeah, definitely.
But guys, Sean, I have a question. You don't see it changing? I am seeing it changing out there as far as, yes, we need to continue to travel, but the shops are reporting back my attendance is way down. I think sometimes because we're all out there, it gives this fan base a spinning wheel, and they spin it and it stops. Okay, I'll go and see that guy because they can see so many people throughout the year. It's just like you're just in town. And
To,
so
to,
I
to,
agree
to
with
your
you.
point, yeah,
Yeah.
what I've seen is it depends on the shop.
Yes,
And I won't
exactly.
name any shops, but
Yeah.
one shop in particular that I do, they do very few events a year.
Right.
So when you do an event, you show up there, they're very well attended, very well supported.
Exactly. I
And you don't
I
have as
love
many
that.
shops, but there's still shops that are on this sort of cycle where they do 1 or 2 events a month, and
Yeah.
yeah, their client base or their customer base sort of burns out as far as attendance.
Right. Right.
So I think it really depends on the shop. Now I can tell you this: what I have seen, and maybe it's just by the nature of what I do. Shops are looking for more sort of experiential approaches to events.
I agree.
When
I
we started
agree.
years
Yeah.
ago, man, you show up and you do a 3-in-1, 5-in-2, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I
hand out some
agree.
swag. I mean, now, they want something tied into it, whether it's a dinner, a tasting, a flight of something, or whatever. That's the trick, like how to keep it interesting. But a lot of that really, really emanates from the shop and how they approach planning and setting up events. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, Sean. I wasn't saying that it's that like the standard, the old model of just be there in front of a table with a pile of goods
No,
and
exactly.
hustle swag and give
Exactly. Yeah.
cigars
But
away.
to your point,
That's
George,
not
it's still a
so.
grind. It's still a
It's
grind.
Yeah.
grind.
It's a
It
grind,
is a
man.
grind.
Listen, it's a bigger grind if you have to be extra creative and invent something that they haven't. I do agree that the
Right.
dynamic
Right.
is evolving. Again, this is because we've trained our customers. They're
Right.
better focused. They understand. They have more background, so they expect more. They're like, yeah, of course, a
Yeah.
shop that's only doing, roadshow rep is here, and we're going to have a promo. That's boring. But as the agent, as the person who has to drive it and make those things happen, who has to keep coming up with original ideas, it's tougher than ever.
I agree. I agree.
You're
But
not
the
wrong.
travel to me, Sean, is still fun. Again,
It
I've
is. It
been
is.
doing it,
It
it's
is.
still fun. Getting there is horrible, horrible. But when we're there, it is hard
Dude,
to
dude,
enter that
it,
building and not feel that
it's
love, that
it's the
passion.
craziest thing, and we're not gonna dominate this dialogue
Right, right, right.
so much,
Okay.
but we're on this thing. But
I'm just going to say
but
this. Sean picks up 4 extra wardrobes on luggage not coming with him on the plane every year. So,
Exactly.
yeah, but problem is I got to give it to like a baby doll when I get back because it's always too small.
Yeah.
right.
But no, like the night before, I dread it when I'm
Yeah.
packing and I know I got to
Yeah.
head to the
Yeah.
airport. And
Yeah.
I dread
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
but then once I get on the plane,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm settled in. I'm looking forward to it. And listen, I tell people all the time, listen, uh, 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 I've got paid a lot less money to do a lot worse things. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So ultimately,
Don't
we
cry for me, yeah, Argentina. You know, we're
my
fine.
man.
We're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Right.
So
We're fine.
anybody out there
Yeah.
listening, yeah,
Yeah.
we're not being divas. It's like
Right.
we're just
Right.
I'm a
Right.
55-year-old man. Rick is a 60-something-year-old man. I've been doing this 20 years.
66.
Rick has
Thank
been
you
doing
so
this
much.
I don't know how long. So
Yeah.
we've done it a long time. So it wears on you. The travel just wears on you a bit, but I still enjoy it, man. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
One thing I would like to add to all of your points is, particularly on the event thing. I believe it was Coop who even publicly commented on that or wrote it in one of his excellent articles. And we discussed that ultimately when you do an event, it's about what's the real value. And as George said, and you guys confirmed,
Mm.
it's not about showing up anymore and presenting the deal of the day and buy five, you get one extra.
Mhm.
There's no point in doing that. On the other hand, though, leaving events aside, what I believe has become even more important, crucially important nowadays, with all the uncertainty that's going on, whether that's geopolitically, economically, with people just facing the sheer reality of today's day and age, the personal connection has become so much more important again. And in no time whatsoever,
Wow.
when nobody's certain about what's real, the stuff that you see online, you really can't differentiate between what's true, what's honest, what's real, what's AI generated anymore. So this all of a sudden becomes so much more important again, where you can sit down face to face with somebody and have a conversation, light up a cigar together, and forge that human connection. And we always say that this is what cigars are all about. It's about people and the togetherness and the personal touch and the connection. I think that is truly becoming more important every single year. And this is why it's so important to be on the road and to meet all these people, to foster relationships and to strengthen our partnerships, whether it's on the brand side, whether that's with the end consumer, whether that's with media personalities. It's about building that trust and staying connected to everybody on a much deeper and more meaningful level than just via a quick text or a call, but to actually see people and touch people and sit down and have a real conversation. And that I believe is just the magic of this industry and why it's becoming even more important, and not necessarily just repetitive or falling back into old cliches of what the industry might have been all about or what it looked like years and decades prior. But this is a renewed key element of how we do business together and how we all come together is to truly spend meaningful quality time with one another.
Well said.
Yeah, I agree. Because when we do events, what I kind of take away often is that personal conversation with that guy or that lady, and you share a little nugget of information. And then a year or two later, they see you and say, Ricky, you remember when we
Remember,
sat down and you said this to me? I have repeated that story so many times. And it's so special when you're able to connect with somebody, and also because it's a hobby, let them enjoy their hobby more because you just offer them something they didn't know. And that just goes beyond the time you sit there for 5 minutes, and they think of you for hours and days and weeks after that.
amen to that.
Yeah, I think what Rick said is good. I think that when it comes to events and what George is saying as far as the hustle out there, it is a different level now. The deal is dead. People are not showing up to an event for the deal. If you're talking, if someone's pitching you, hey, here's we're going to do an event, and it's going to be this one or that one, or we're going to raffle this. That's not a starter anymore in this game. That doesn't matter anymore. What matters is because no one will talk about the deal they got last year at a store event What they will
Huh.
talk about is
Mm.
who they met, what they learned, what the connection was. So just to combine what everybody just said, there you
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Great point, Fred. Coop, what's your take on that?
Too many events in the U.S., I think. But
Amen.
there
Yeah.
there
sure.
are there are there
For
are a
sure.
lot, and I got it's funny. I see Ricky there, and Ricky probably didn't even remember this. He did an event in Columbia, South Carolina once, when he was with CAO, and it was probably one of the most impactful events I can remember, because I think a lot of people really got to know Rick the person at that event. And people were talking about that event. My daughter lives in Columbia. That's why I was down there. And people were talking about that event for weeks afterwards. And I think when you have something like that happen, it's about the experience, like we said, and particularly if you could see one of the main people, the blender, the face behind the brand, it means a lot to people.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
sometimes that's,
Mm.
and by the way, I think events need swag. I'm in the camp. Events do need swag. You want to take something home, but those memories are priceless. You're going to take away.
Very
Hey,
good point.
Coop.
Yes.
I applaud. I like the idea of saying that there are too many events in a way, because those of us who have been road warriors, who are road warriors, who have to be out there, you know, making it, doing the drop-ins. But let's be very clear about one thing. I think we're at a pivot point right now. It's about a new wave of consumers that are starting to show up and walk in stores. There's a different age demographic that is starting to embrace this, and you can see it in a lot of places, not just big urban areas where you're naturally going to have the most mix. And we need to be cognizant of the fact that those guys are green peas. For them, the idea of an event, even if it's
Mm.
a low event where there's a rep whose job is to be able to tell the brand story, but also to deliberately say, hey, listen, if you haven't tried this, it's our new blend, or this is the classic that made us. Relate some information. We need to stop thinking that we're always talking to people who have seen us in
Yeah,
5 or 6
yeah,
places.
yeah,
Yep.
We got to
yeah.
remember that
Agree.
some of the most
Yeah.
Agree.
impactful conversations that happen in an event, whether it's a store, a club, a hotel, a bar, anything like that, the most impactful conversations you can have is not reinforcing your relationships, which is always great, but the new people that you meet who say, oh, by the way, and you tell them some little story that's about, how they lit their cigar, or how they burned it, or how, whatever you did. If you make that connection with this new generation, you solidify the fact that they are going to be a part of a growing audience. And all of us need to be aware of that. It's hard, especially somebody like Rick, somebody like Sean, who's always on the road. In other words, the demand is always there. Mike, Pete, all these guys that are out there become, a little bit inured to the idea that, there is an opportunity for another generation, and that whatever you say is going to be fresh to them. You can say, oh man, I was telling the same
Yeah.
story, a week ago, whatever. I just think it's important for every single one of us to recognize that there is this generation that's out there. And so whatever the experience level that we're designing, to make ourselves happy, that this is new, and I'm actually giving some new aspect to the experience and how we're spending our time that night. Every bit of it is new to a guy who's experiencing his third or fourth. Like, think about it. You could have guys that are, typically go to a cigar store that's like a stand-up place. It doesn't necessarily have a lounge or anything like that. And he hasn't had that much give and take, right? And he somehow stumbles into a great shop.
Yeah,
Again, we don't have to name names, but
yeah.
he goes into a shop where the owner and the manager are legitimately curating an experience. The impact that comes from that is unbelievable. I can't tell you how many times I've been doing events in different places, and people come up to me and go, "Oh man, you got to try this. This is the Sanj Patel.
Mhm,
and they're
mhm.
telling me that and
Yep.
showing me and the thing is, it's all because they were someplace and they said, oh, I got turned on to this cigar at, that, and it's like, boom. So every one of us, it's hard. Like I said, we're out there and doing it, and okay, but you got to remember that there's always new eyeballs and new ears in the crowd, and if you focus on reaching them, you have the ability to help your legacy, help the generation grow because you got young people.
It's George is
Sorry.
not only just it's not only age. I can do 50 events next year, only women. That
Mhm.
that segment is growing so fast. So there are all eyes and ears. Whatever you want to tell me, I'm going to take it as is gospel. Yeah, for sure.
Rick, maybe a question to that. That is very interesting. What's the most common question there? Is it a lot is it newcomers or is it people who are really getting deep into it now? They've tried and now they're like, oh, this is interesting.
Right.
At
So
Rick's
when
event, at Rick's events, the most common question he gets from the women that are there is, "Are you single?"
Yeah. Yeah.
you all knew that, George. I was skipping that part.
And then, how old are you? Really? Okay. Now, you know what? I think the old regime is getting deeper and deeper into questions. No longer your tobacco is from Nicaragua. They are looking at farms, areas, seedlings, all of that. The new regime, the one that George is talking about, because they're so used of the phone, they're researching. So they come in very prepared, but and ask a lot of questions, but they don't understand the answers because it's just asking questions that AI says, well, these are top 10 questions I would ask a blender. And they ask them, but they don't have the knowledge of the tobacco or the cigar yet. And so, yeah, so kind of a twofold. So the old regime, deeper and deeper and deeper that rabbit hole, but the new regime comes prepared like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There's no way those guys were prepared like the new regime today.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I don't know if there's any singular sort of most common question. It's different from place to place.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, I think what I see is a consistent interest for people, especially if they're familiar with your brand, is like, what's next? People are always asking that.
Yeah.
They always want the scoop on something that's new or what are you working on? So if there's anything that's sort of a common thread, I get that consistently at every event. Of course, people ask product specific questions. But yeah, there's no sort of go-to question you can depend on someone asking at every event, aside from what's new or what's next.
Yeah, but you got to remember, what the only correct answer to the question, "What's new?" There's only one. Anything you haven't tried.
Whatever you smoked.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's new
whatever
to
you,
you?
yeah,
What's new to you?
yeah,
Anything you
exactly.
haven't tried.
Punch, yeah, punch blue box. That's new. That's new. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's honestly
that's great. Those
why
are
we
great.
did why Cigar Press this year. Thor and I had the idea to do the Essential 30 because we'll do the
I
top 20 like
agree.
everybody else does, but we created the Essential 30, and Thor and I both picked 5 mild, 5 medium, 5 full. We had a couple duplicates, so we got to go 10 of each category and go, look, these are the new cigars to you, or that you forgot about that you're walking by in the aisle every day because you're trying to find out what's new. And these are the 30 that we believe, and everybody's going to have a different 30 list than we have, and that's okay. But we can agree on some of them. But this is like if you were building a humidor
Pretty
today,
cool. Yeah, yeah.
these are your 30
That's
cigars. And it
great.
doesn't
That's
and
great.
actually, by the way, of that list of 30, there's only one cigar that came out this year that's on that list. All the other ones are either core lines. The only rule was they couldn't be LEs, they had to be in production still, and they couldn't be store exclusives. But
Right.
that's the list. And what's new to you?
Fred is great because I've always said to a lot of people, we have this Hall of Fame of blenders. We should
Mhm.
create, or you should create a Hall of Fame of blends. Because if you go through the
Sure.
history, what was Macanudo today? Macanudo Cafe, everybody laughs. But that
Right,
cigar
right.
changed everything. The Opus
100%.
X changed everything. Why should that just go? No, because it changed the way we looked at super premium. Everything has a story. So I've always thought they should be a Hall of Fame of cigars because those cigars, without those cigars, we're not here today.
And I don't think there's anybody in this room right now that could say, okay, if tomorrow we could no longer make any new blends, just stop making them, that we all wouldn't be happy for the rest of our lives what's available right now in the market.
Bingo. Bingo.
Bingo.
Yes. Yes.
Amen to
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it takes away some of the fun, let's be honest.
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah.
but we'd be all right. We'd be all right.
Fred, quick question to the both of you, because I know you both like your food, you both like to talk about it, share it online, and let us partake in your food journey a little bit. What's on the dinner menu for the both of you for Christmas? Do you have typical holiday traditions? Is it the same dish year after year?
I'll start.
Coop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve's traditional Italian 7 fishes. You know,
Oh,
so one of the big things that's a big tradition is my wife makes a tomato sauce, a gravy, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to argue that, with scungili in it, and it's absolutely fantastic. When that scungili hits the tomato base, the saltiness that comes out of it is amazing. Now Christmas Day is kind of switched this year because our daughter is hosting it this year. Normally she hosts Thanksgiving, but logistically there had to be a couple of swaps made. So beef Wellington has become the new Cooper tradition for Thanksgiving with the turkey. So the beef Wellington, I've been told, is carrying over to Christmas, but not the turkey. So it's going to be a little different this year. Yeah.
Very nice. What
Nice.
about you, Fred?
Mine's an embarrassing stretch of 4 days, but it starts tonight. So it's a prime rib, a smoked prime rib tonight, which is literally on the smoker right now. Tomorrow night will be stone crab, and we will actually open up presents tomorrow, Christmas Eve. The reason we did it is my daughter and I, my daughter's 35 now, when she was 7, we talked my wife into, we didn't have to conform to society's rules on opening up presents on the 25th. So we got an extra day. We got a day early. So we'll do stone crab. Next day will be Chinese food and some sort of holiday movie. If the three of us can agree on a holiday movie, my daughter's here in town, so she gets to pick. And Christmas Day is quiche in the morning, and I will make individual beef Wellingtons, which I've done for the last 20 years. I'll make those for dinner.
Oh, wait a minute. I may have to go to Fred's.
And then we got leftovers. We got leftovers.
Huh.
There's a second pick on the beef Wellington. I see a little theme establishing itself.
That was my daughter came up with
new
that
to
theme.
me.
Yeah, my daughter actually started that one.
The presentation of individual ones, which it's just prep. The nice thing about making beef Wellingtons is you can make them in the morning, you can put them in the fridge, and they're ready to go that night. And then I'll use the Christmas cookie cutter, and so I'll put that on top of everyone. It'll be like a Christmas tree or a candy cane or whatever like that. But it's a great presentation.
Thank God my family's not here. Listen to this. You know? Dad, you know.
Coop, I think the tomato sauce thing, you might have to argue with Dave Garofalo.
I'm gravy. I'm in the gravy camp, just so you know.
There you
go.
I just didn't.
I'm
sauce,
and I know
sauce.
David's going to go gravy, isn't he? Dave, what do you do? Are you going gravy? Oh God, you guys are killing me.
Yeah, I'm in. I just said sauce gravy, kind of just to avoid a.
You're being nice. You're being
nice. Yeah, I'm being nice.
Being
Yeah,
nice.
but I'm in the gravy camp. Yeah.
Dave, concerning the tomato sauce, I'm pretty sure you have an opinion on that. But what's for dinner or for Christmas Day at the Garofalo house?
Christmas Eve, I do pizza. I have a pizza oven outdoors, but I do live in New Hampshire. It could be 0 degrees out. We try to pull it off no matter what, sometimes shoveling our way to the pizza oven to pull that off. We've been doing it for many, many years. And Christmas Day is raviolis with a gravy, with meats in the gravy. That's how gravy comes to be, by the way. If meat is involved in the tomato sauce, it becomes a gravy because the juices of the meat become in the sauce and it becomes a gravy. Anyway, Um, and then there'll be some sort of roast, whatever that's going to be. And I haven't pulled off with you guys. We've done the Chateaubriand before, and different things like that.
That's good.
Some sort of roast.
Bravo. And Dave, by the way, of course, thank you very much for joining us. To all
Thank
of
you.
of
Merry
course.
Christmas. I was late, but I got here anyway. Knock on wood. We've been busy here. So as
Well, I was
wrap
just
up
about to
the
say, I'm pretty sure that the downstairs is just madness, and the
Great.
whole house with everybody going nuts for holiday shopping. So I really, really appreciate all of you taking the time out of your precious and busy days leading up to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It's greatly appreciated, and I'm so glad that we can continue this lovely tiny little holiday tradition with all of you guys joining us today. So greatly appreciated. Dave, how was the year for you
Absolutely.
overall? If you were to look back on 2025 real quick, what's your thoughts on where we're at in the cigar industry?
Boy, I'm talking to my staff every day because it's going to be down to the wire. It could go either way. That's how flat it is across 3 stores. The online is up maybe about 20%, but the stores are as flat as can be. With 3 stores, we have the lowest we have is 1 store is down 3%, and our best we have is 1 store is 1.9% up right now. And it's really going to come down to the next few days, because even after Christmas, there's a lot of gift certificates redemption and stuff. So that doesn't add up to anything. The sales are over pretty much for the next 4 months after the next 21 hours, basically, is what we have left. So it'll come down to that. And I'll say that with, happiness of a flat year. But really it is negative, because the cost of goods with the tariffs and everything went up on an average of 10% across the board. So really we're down 10%. I can't wait to see the unit numbers, which will come at the end of the year. I'll get to look at units, and then that really tells. But dollar-wise, that's what it is as far as dollars. Units is going to be, I would imagine, down. And we haven't had many down years in my 40-year career. There hasn't been many of them. As I look at them, you could look at 1998, which is after the cigar boom, 2008, which the economy crashed, and this one. There's only 3 times I can think of. And this, again, being happy with this flat, but understanding that it's a fake number because the price went up 10% at the same time. I guess I'm happy with it. This is and I pulled all the non-stops out this year. We had lots of special limited products because it was our 40th anniversary. Padron made something special. Carlito flew into our stores, and who's who of special cigars and things that we had. So I was expecting huge growth year, but the economy told us different.
Well, thank you for sharing, and I'm really curious to see how 2026 is gonna shape out to be. In any case, thank you for keeping that flame and that tradition alive, and thanks for everything that you do with your team on the podcast. It's always refreshing and always beautiful to see you guys on a weekly basis, continuing now in your, what is it, 13th year, 14th?
16.
There you go. Even
Yeah.
I completely lost track of time with COVID, but 16 years of Cigar Authority, it's quite remarkable. And thanks for continuously doing that and sharing these wonderful insights with people who are curious, whether that's seasoned cigar enthusiasts or newcomers, as George was pointing out a little earlier during the conversation. It's so important to continue bringing new blood into the industry, and at the same time keeping everybody excited who's
Yeah.
already just seasoned enthusiasts in our network.
George was right on, because we're all so deep into this industry all these years. To us, an event or whatever is, how many factories can I possibly see? How many tobacco plants can I see? it's
Mhm.
somebody's first time all the time,
Yeah.
and they are excited to see it. I'll tell you because I'm on the sales floor every day. I see it, and there's new people coming in all the time. And as far as old people in the industry, and I talk about that. I look at my lounge, and there's a lot of old people. But the great news is they make new old people every day. So new people are becoming old people. If that's we're looking for the young blood and stuff, but honestly, the people that spend the money, the older guys that have the money, and there's new old guys every day, and I'm looking for more old guys.
I
Very
like that.
great point. Sanj, it's great to see you in the audience as well, and thanks for tuning in. I'm curious, how do you look at that? Do you see a lot of new blood coming to the store, and do you have a lot of new enthusiasts joining the culture and the community?
I don't think he heard you were talking to him.
Hey guys,
Hey,
Hey, Sanj, there you are.
Sean,
Good to
how
see
are
you.
you, Sean?
good brother. Good seeing you.
Good, likewise, pal. Well, business for us is very steady, especially we started online about 3 years ago, and it took us to the different direction. I was never one to do business online. I never believed in it. My thing was if you can't come in my shop, your money's no good to me. So, but after COVID, we had no choice but to do it. And like Dave said, I mean, I want the old smokers, old new smokers, and there are a lot of great people in it in retail and that trains a lot of young comers, a lot of newcomers, and I think a lot of shops are doing that, and I think it's benefiting all of them. So I don't see any issues with it.
I'm with you. Sanj, how do you spend the holidays? Is it just as busy at the shop?
Yeah, so it's business wise is extremely busy, right? And spending home to me, I tell people my birthday's every day and fucking Christmas is every day. So, I celebrate everything. But just Christmas in October. So October is my birth month. So, for years, for 34 years, we do, a lot of special stuff. So entire month of October, everything we sell, we donate that to veterans. And entire month of December sale goes to homeless people. So everything that we do, all business goes to veterans and homeless people. As you guys know, I'm big with veterans and
Charity in general.
less fortunate. Yeah, charity is my number one thing. So, that's that, and that's what makes me happy. You know.
Bless you. Bless you.
Yeah.
Bravo, Sanj.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Sanj, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day.
My
I can
pleasure,
imagine,
George. You
like,
look very different.
he's
Is
Trying
he
to
just
still
stay
on?
young, man. Trying to stay young. Fighting
Very
off
good.
the
Very good,
of old
brother.
age.
Very
Yeah.
good.
I'll
Very
see you
good.
soon, man. I'll see you soon. I'll be in your neck of the woods, so I'll come drop in. I
Yeah,
miss it.
actually, I missed you last week. I was with Miguel in Florida.
Oh no, man.
Yeah, and we came there. I came there for something, and we caught up. And he told me that he saw you afterwards.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, we had the 70th birthday party, so
God
it's sort
bless.
of all over the place. Yeah. Thanks.
Nice, nice. Good, good, good. Very nice.
Reinhard.
oh, Thierry,
Reinhard, hi, how are you?
good
I
to
just
see
want to,
you.
I'm so
Merry
sorry.
Christmas to you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas too. Was just saying, would like to wish to everybody a happy new year. And Reinhard, thank you for everything you're doing for the community. It's amazing.
Always a
And I hope to see you soon. Probably you're going to be in PCA in April. Yeah, definitely. And I'm so sorry, I have to run. It's 11, it's barely like midnight my time. I'm in the middle of the in Marsh Island, which is like the Indian Ocean, and it's kind of late, and I have to run. And I wish you to all Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
To you
Merry
as well,
Christmas.
Thierry.
Same to
Thank
you.
so
Merry
much.
Christmas.
Merry
Christmas. Back at you, Thierry.
And it was just amazing to listen to all of you, and I hope to see you soon and during the year with all the events and fair that are going to happen in 2026, and hopefully will be great for everybody, great for the industry, great for the business, great for everything.
Blessings to you, Thierry. Many,
Thank
many
you very much.
And thank you for joining us, even though it's so late.
Yeah, no,
You're
it's
probably in the same time zone as Riot, or where did
right. It's the same time. Yeah, it's
We're in the same time zone, yeah.
we have the
there
same.
you
Yeah,
go.
it's
I
midnight.
appreciate you guys taking time out of your
A
night,
pleasure.
basically your busy schedules. Right. How's everything for you, and how was 2025 in the Middle East?
Hey, it's been
Have to
great. It's
go.
been a very good year, very
Take care,
full of
Terry.
action, full of events, full of magic, if you may. The business is growing. We opened a new shop in Abu Dhabi, so now we have two shops. We're in the process of a third shop that's supposed to be opening in the new sort of capital, the casino and gambling capital of the Middle East, which is going to be a place called Ras Al Khaimah. They're building a couple of amazing casinos there, starting with the Wynn. We also had an amazing event in November where we had the PCA show, the first edition or the inaugural edition of the PCA show in collaboration with Quartz here in Dubai, which was unbelievable. We had great attendance. We had so many brands coming in, and that took a lot of effort and time. And I'm just so proud by the kind of results we achieved in this event, considering the timing and considering it's the first year. So yes, I mean in terms of growth, I would sound exactly what was just said in terms of by Mr. Gruffalo in terms of growth across the shops. I would say the growth is minimal with the increase of the prices. I wouldn't call it in the state that we're in is in the negative, but it's definitely, I would say, a flat year. But that's okay. I don't see that as a bad thing because the reason why it's flat is that we see a lot of people finally getting into this business, getting into the industry, which is a very positive thing to basically that goes along with the growth that we're having here. Cigars is something that's growing rapidly in the GCC and in the Middle East and Africa as a whole. And having new shops open, new people get in the business, I would like to say positive for the most. So I'm quite happy from this year. More exposure. People are coming. The brands are coming to our part of the world more. I'm lucky because I live in Dubai, and that means a lot of brands would want to come to Dubai as often as possible, which is a brilliant thing. But overall, I thank God every morning for the blessings we have and for the amazing things that are happening for the business, for the industry, and I wish the same for everyone else.
That's good to hear, man. Well,
Question to you, right? With the new events and that growth, do you also see a demand for a larger experience? What we heard earlier, you can't just, walk in a shop and have a deal, there needs to be more. Is that also true for a, let's say, more emerging market? Or is it just the pure excitement? Hey, there's a new shop or there's a new industry that is already, let's say, enough in order to get people excited?
Look, I mean, it's a combination of all of the above, to be very honest with you. But being in the Middle East, people are, I would say, a bit spoiled. So we have events that are a combination of pairings of foods and drinks and all of that stuff. So it's not only about an event, but rather putting together an experience where it puts the cigars and the food, the drinks, and everything into
Yeah.
perspective. They're always excited when somebody travels into this part of the world and they get to meet the principals, the key people or personas behind the brands. This for them is a beautiful luxury. And that's why I remember in the event that we had in November, the PCA event, it was very difficult to fend people off from trying to come into the show. So the second day, there was a big component of retail, if you may. And I don't think that was such a bad thing because people were so excited about meeting the key individuals of those brands. And so, yeah, it's a bit of all, but with more shops opening and more exposure happening, and with the kind of plans we have for this 2026 show in November, the PCA show in Dubai, I think we're going to be surprising people with a lot of very interesting stuff.
Good to hear. Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Laurent, it's great to see you here as well. How's everything on your end? Whereabouts are you? Where are you joining us from today? Are you in Switzerland?
Yes. Hello, guys. Yes, still in Switzerland. Yeah. I'm working. Now it's holiday, but I'm trying to finish the year. Lovely year, but a lot of challenges. And yeah, it's a tough year, up and down, up and down. And then working on the new things, moving in Nicaragua in January for a new project. Yeah, it's cool, but
What's your typical holiday tradition? How do you spend
Me?
Christmas?
Oh, wrong question. Like every day, my life is a long holiday, so I'm used to travel and smoke and drink glass with friends and have a good time. And unfortunately, my brain is not enough wealthy to be to spend the holiday every day. But I try in my mind. I'm the happiest guy in the world, but. Yeah, I have to work a little bit, so that's yeah, paradoxal. We say in French, it's
Yep.
I have to
Fine,
work
man.
a bit more, but my girlfriend told me you are too lazy. In my mind, I'm not, but I know I am. But yeah, and at the end of the year, I'm trying to close some stuff. I have some issue with China, and so whatever. But yeah, now it's time to smoke, drink, snowboard in the mountains, and yeah.
There you go. No time for issues during the holidays. Crack
Yeah,
open a bottle of champagne and let the good times roll.
yes. And you?
Always time for that. Calm and quiet. Just family and that's it. That's the way it should be.
That's enough.
Absolutely. George, I wanted to ask you. I know you're a mean chef, and you always prep something very, very special, whether that's Thanksgiving, and I'm sure you've got a couple of aces up your sleeve for the holidays. So, what's on the menu at Mr. Brightman's place?
Well, I'm actually one of the reasons why I got to go is that I've got a bunch of pie dough resting in the chilling right now. I'm making a chocolate ganache tart, but I this year I made it with a gluten free because I have some family members that have all of a sudden decided, oh, I'm gluten intolerant. So I'm making a concession to them. I've got a mixed berry tart already made, resting.
Yeah.
I have a chocolate pecan pie that I have to do every year.
Oof.
My siblings, it's like I couldn't get in the door at the family gathering if I wasn't bringing that. But I'm making crab cakes on Christmas Eve, and then I have a honey baked ham that I actually did myself instead of buying one from the store. But I'm not as ambitious as to have individual beef Wellingtons. And I decided to be lazy this year in terms of all of the prep work. So I'm not doing a standing rib roast, which I normally would do. But it still doesn't mean I got to make stuffing. I got to do this special mashed potato thing that I do. And, it's so weird. I swear, I don't know whether other people have this issue or not, but the Christmas table is a lot like the Thanksgiving table. There's so much stuff on the table that it's hard to get your plate and everybody's seated around it, right? So at the end of the day, there's always a lot of stuff left over, and everybody turns and looks at me and goes, "What are you going to do this year?" So for Thanksgiving, my sister said, "I can't keep any of this stuff in the house. You have to do something with it." So I took the sweet potatoes and I made a pie crust. Then I put the leftover turkey, shredded in that. And on the top, I used the stuffing. I compacted it, added a little bit of moisture, and made a top for it. So essentially, I had a chicken pot, a turkey pot pie with all the ingredients. And they're like, "Oh, well, so you have to do that for Christmas?" And I'm like, "We don't have the same menu for Christmas. I'm not going to have the same leftovers." So we don't care. You just got to make it. So I got to make all those things, so that I can put the leftovers together for the day on Christmas. It's like killing.
Well, George,
So my next 3 days are cook, serve, clean, sleep. Cook, serve, clean, sleep.
I hope you can fit a few cigars in there as well.
Yep.
But George, I need to file a
know,
complaint. You are
Yeah.
single-handedly responsible for showing me the best crab cake place on the planet, I would assume. I haven't had yours though, so we'll need to make up for that in 2026. I officially request
Exactly right.
a sampling session of George Brydon's crab cake.
Post trade show, you should have my crab cake, which my crab cake is like it's a variation on the original Del Frisco's crab cake from 30 plus years ago, which was like one of their sort of secret unspoken
good
menu
choice.
items that they were extraordinary. And I used to I'd bring all these people there and say, "Listen, everything, it's all great, but you got to have the crab cake." And eventually the chef came out of the kitchen and said, "Listen, every damn time you're here, you're ordering crab cakes. So you got to come back here in the kitchen. I'm going to teach you how to make them. And if I'm not here, you can just go in the kitchen and make them yourself for the people that you bring to the restaurant."
Oh, I love that, George.
Speaking of food, by the way, Reinhard, today I had the pleasure of having a great lunch with Scott Vines, who sends you his best regards.
Oh,
He's on his
lovely.
way to Australia. Unfortunately, he won't be able to be on the show, and he just wanted to send everybody his best
Oh,
as he's
thank
taking
you.
a flight to Australia within the next couple of hours. So, but we had a great, like 4 hour lunch, and it was beautiful to catch up with him. So
Oh,
he
that's
sends
much
you all his
appreciated.
best.
Thank you, thank you. Well, at least thankfully he left us in the good company of Mr. Strange, who's here with us. So
Indeed.
at least we got one down. John, good to see you, man.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Merry
Excellent.
Christmas.
Great.
Hello.
Just listening to everybody's plans for their cuisine for Christmas, and I was of my family, my parents are over for this Christmas, so myself, my wife, our son, and my mother and father. So yeah, we've been doing a bit of prepping today, and like George was saying, the next few days we're going to be prepping quite a bit. So we've got them picking up some lobster tails tomorrow and a few other bits and pieces. Then we're going to go very traditional to the main. So big turkey, much bigger than we actually need. But everybody who knows an Irishman when it comes to Christmas, it's not just about the Christmas dinner, it's about the turkey toasties for the next 3 weeks afterwards. So,
And John, you coming from a hospitality background, they expect nothing but greatness as to what ends up on the Strange family table.
well, I'm actually one thing, probably the one I'm excited about the most is the dessert. So my parents now live out in France, so I thought, well, let's bring France the Cheshire. So we're doing for dessert, we're doing like a coffee gourmand. So we're doing really nice coffees, different sort of roasts, a bit hipsterish, but it's going to be pretty cool, I think. Um, Different coffees, and then we're just doing a lovely selection of different sort of like assiettes, different desserts, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to eating them. Not so much to making them, but it's going to be fun.
That's lovely to hear. Well, I've certainly got my work cut out because my wife and I, we made it an annual tradition to always bake a whole bunch of panettone for family and friends as a homemade gift. And I can tell you, like I try to consider myself a somewhat decent cook or baker, but panettone is a mean one to get right, and every year is different. So it's always one hell of a journey, and this year was no different. So that's an interesting one for sure. If anybody has a good panettone recipe, send it over. I'm curious.
Mine is banned from the shop. I wouldn't
That's the
even
problem.
tackle
That's
it.
the problem with baking. I mean, look, we can cook. I can cook anything. But I started getting into baking a couple of years ago more, and baking's like that. It's picky. I mean, you can wing it on a lot of things or adapt along the way. Baking is a science. It is down to actual precise everything. Like I get into sourdough, so I'm trying to do a really cool holiday sourdough loaf tonight, and tomorrow I'll bake it. But baking's a science. It drives me nuts.
Very true. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Most people will always argue that baking is not cooking, but
Oh,
it's so much more than that.
It's
And
harder.
some
I think it's more. I think it's harder than cooking. I honestly think it's harder than cooking.
Agreed. Agreed.
as you said, you don't
Yeah,
get
I agree.
away with, let's wing it a little bit here and let's add a little more of this and
Well,
get your
if you're
emotions
talking,
out of the way.
meat, you're like, okay, do I want prime? Do I want this? Or whatever it is, do I want reverse sear, whatever it is. Baking, you're like, okay, how much protein is in this power in the flour? How much, how much humidity is in, the hydration level of the bread or whatever. I mean, it's just, I switched to a gas oven 3 years ago. That changed everything I was baking. Just going from electric to gas. I mean, everything changes. It's absolutely maddening. I love it.
I still dream of the one day when I'll have a proper pizza and bread oven outside of my little apartment. But that's yet to manifest. But I'm with you. It changes a lot, and
Move in with Dave.
Yeah.
He has a pizza thing right there.
Yeah.
And he has
There you
a
go.
basement too. So he can redo that for you. Yeah, for sure. Hey guys, I need to go. I have a little appointment to go to. So everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and thank you so much for your time. And I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Ricky,
Merry Christmas, Rick.
Take care. Stay healthy.
Take care,
Merry
Rick.
I
Merry
love you
Christmas.
guys.
Take
Thank you
care,
so
man.
much, bro.
Blessings to you.
Good hearing from you.
And
Dave,
of
you can
course,
come down to use my pizza oven because I don't have to shovel my
Merry
way to
Christmas,
my
brother. Love
pizza
you.
oven. So
yeah, well, thank you so much, Ricky, for chiming in. It's always great to see you, and thank you everybody for joining us. I love our annual Christmas show here and getting together with everybody on a very casual cigar and a little chat before the holidays. It's a very special time of the year, that's for sure. And to take a few minutes out of everybody's busy schedule and sit down and have a cigar and an edible beverage like Chris here sitting right next to me. It's greatly appreciated. So for everybody, feel free to chime in, log on, log off whenever you need to. We're wrapping up our live stream over on YouTube as well. But for those of you watching over there, come and join us via Zoom, hang out, have a cigar, have a drink, and we'll see you next year, same time, same station here. Here's a couple more people joining us. Actually, there's an iPhone in the waiting room.
Hey, George, you don't go to Timbuktu for those